Hi, everybody. Please write if you want to us to answer any questions. We are trying to go live. Oh, I've got already someone called Claire Gray, to be Sylvia. If you want to us to answer any questions.
Okay. Can't hear you, Ella.
We've seen Ella. Oh, we've got already lots of people. Hi from New
That's pretty cool, huh?
Hi, everybody. We want to start to make some live videos. So it's going to be the first time. If you guys have got any questions, please go ahead and ask us. Or if you want us to talk about anything, I will be very, very happy to talk about. Hey, thank you. This is great. This is really great.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's just Ella and myself tonight. Everybody else has things going on. And we've been talking about doing the live interacting things. And we were going to do a video and we said, let's do it live. And if there's any questions or people or things you want to ask about, that's a good time. And if this works, we'll do it more often instead of us picking up subjects. People, you can messenger us, and we'll definitely work on topics and do different things. And if we do live, and if we know something ahead of time when we go live, we can bring up what you're interested in, and it can make the whole thing go really good and educational for people.
Absolutely, yeah. So here in the United States, everything is fine, except the weather is crazy, but that's not only the United States, it's everywhere. But as far as things are opening up, things are getting better. I've got here a question from Irish Lozano. Why hormone is needed? Okay, that is a very interesting question. I have to tell you that I think we both are going to talk about that. For me, hormones, I've been in HRT now for about 6 years, 7 years. And hormones is really needed because it makes me feel so much better, I feel really better. There's a congruent, everything is congruent between my head and my body. Okay. Do you have anything to add, Bonnie?
Yes. It changes your skin, it changes your muscles, it changes where the fat goes in your body. Now, if you go on testosterone and you're female to male, the testosterone is like amazing what that does. It the voice and the hair and the facial hair, and it's much easier for trans men to sometimes pass once they've been on hormones, whereas with the male to female, we have to work sometimes the voice that doesn't change, and you hope the breasts grow, and it is, and yet you have to do the electrolysis, and you have to do all the other stuff. But after you get through a lot of those things, and that's when all these changes really make a difference, whether it's male to female or female to male, it will drastically change your bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with the hormones, my skin got very, very soft. My hair stopped to grow in where it is not supposed to grow, like for example in your chest or something like that. Your breasts grow. That's
the best part. Your breasts grow. For trans
and your breasts grow. You cannot, be very careful. The power of hormones is so great. Irish Lorenzo, you ask, is it normal taking hormones experience falling hair? Only falling hair on your body, but not on your, unless of course you are going from female to male. On female to male, it will actually experience falling hair, yeah, but not on the other way around.
If anything, you'll grow more hair.
For women, it's that they grow more hair. I mean, I grown much more hair than before. So it depends if you are going from male to female or female to male, okay? Testosterone is not very good for your hair growth on your hair, but it's grown for hair growth everywhere else. So, okay, that's very nice for you guys to ask. Wow. But
Send us
hey,
another question.
guys, girls, and siblings, never underestimate the power of hormones. Hormones are very, very, very strong.
Well, you got to remember, testosterone can create somebody to be a lot more aggressive, and that's something you have to be careful. And the opposite, the estrogen, a lot of times mellows this out tremendously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, depending where you're at, you know, it can be good, and it can be sometimes it can be bad.
Okay. Okay. You, Charlotte, tell me about I have PCOS hormones can have adverse effects. So polycystic ovary syndrome, I am not, I have to say, I don't know too much about this syndrome because I only take, hormone replacement therapy, and it's not exactly the same thing.
And if you're injecting the hormones, we had a question. You can do the injectables either way with estradiol or testosterone, but I know the effects are much more enhanced and greater when you do the injectables than you do. And you got to remember, when you do the pills, it's harder on your liver and all that. But the reality of it is that anybody that's over 50, they say should definitely be doing injectables, not pills, because of their stuff. But my point is, I know a lot of girls go on, and this is another thing I want to bring up. Dr. Powers said that if you use compounded progesterone suppositories, you do not need to take blockers. And blockers have, a lot of people have a lot of problems with the blockers. And if you could eliminate, I know it's a pain in the ass, that was a joke, but with the suppositories, but if you didn't have to take the blockers, you got to remember that after you've subdued the testosterone for probably 6 months or more, you probably don't even need that. But the progesterone also will give you rapid breast growth and a full breast. And as far as men with testosterone, I think you can do creams and they have some lotions. I don't know if they have pills, but I know they have creams and lotions. But once again, injectables are going to have the most effect. In other words, if you're on hormones for 6 months on injectables, it's probably like being on hormones a year, a couple months on pills. I mean, it's that big of a difference.
Oh yes, it is quite a big difference. I have patches, which is quite good too. So you have pills, patches, or what do you call injections. It's different. My doctor gave me patches, and I have to say I'm very happy with the patches because it's very constant. It's not, there's no ups and downs. But it's not everybody the same, okay?
I had the patches, they did not work for me at all. And I did over and above, and it's still, my estrogen level was at 50. And I'm using a cream now, and it has a little bit of testosterone because my testosterone was so low. It has the progesterone in it, and it has the estradiol. And I guess you're supposed to rub it on your arms or something. I put them on my boobs. But anyway, they filled out really nice. But what I'm saying is, once again, she uses patches. Some people do pills. Most effective is definitely the shots. And the only reason I haven't been doing the shots, I did those for years, was because I wasn't able to get it anymore because, I don't know, federal regulations and stuff. So that's something you have to look into too.
One thing, that advice that we can give, and we are absolutely 100% of that, is that whatever you do, try to have a doctor behind you and try to control your blood to see if the levels are correct or not, because you don't want hormones to go out of whack or going completely crazy. You really have to have the right level of hormones. I think that is very important.
And also for trans men, you got to understand that testosterone,
He's strong.
it can make you very, very aggressive. And sometimes you may have to regulate the amount that you're taking. It's like anything. A beer a day is okay, but a case isn't. In the case of testosterone, you have to find a balance that's going to make the physical changes you want, but not cause you mentally. I remember there was this cis man, and he was a bodybuilder, and he was so hyped up on testosterone and everything, and he owned a air conditioning supply house. And somebody came in there and started giving him a hard time over something, and he jumped over the counter and beat the living daylights out of him. He had to go off testosterone because it was making him crazy. What I'm trying to say is, whether you're cis or you're trans, testosterone can have major effects. And if you realize that, it's like balance, you know, you don't want to overdo anything. You want to be somewhere where you're in the levels and you're proper. But I know everybody wants all the changes and you want all these things real quick, and you don't want to wait. Who wants to wait till tomorrow? But anyway, if you do the injectables, they're going to be quicker, but still you need to monitor your levels with it, whatever type. Like I was doing the patches like Ella, and then I went to the cream. 3 months later, I went and had my blood work checked, and now my levels are where they're supposed to be. What I'm trying to say is it's a constant thing. So just because you do it once isn't good for 2 years. You need to do it every 3 to 6 months to make sure that it's your body isn't changing and that you're getting the proper amounts and not too much.
Charlotte, thank you very much for your comment. I hope that we're doing something for the trans community. I really do. I love your comment. Thank you very much. And I'd like to tell you, because we've got some questions going on here. I'm on estrogen pills. This is from Romy. I'm on estrogen pills under my tongue. How does that compare to injectable estrogen? I have to tell you that everybody's different. I was in pills for a long time, and I didn't like it very much because the problem is as well what you have in your stomach. It hits your stomach. Many of the people which take pills, they go actually for injectable or for the plasters. Now the thing is that when you take the injectable, you have a high level of estrogen or testosterone, depending what you take, and then it goes down, so it's not so constant. When you take the pill or you take, it's more constant. But everybody adapts differently. Some people prefer the injectables, and some people not. Here in the injectables in the United States are sometimes difficult to find, and that is another issue because not all the doctors give you the injectables, okay?
But there is a major difference. Put it this way, somebody that's on injectable 6 months, the body changes will be equivalent to somebody that's taking the pills a year. I mean, it's that big of a difference. It makes a much quicker transition, and the effects are much quicker, and it's better on your body. But anyway, not everybody's in. And what I was going to say that I almost forgot, that if you do the injectables, they should be once a week, not twice a week. What Ella was saying, you get a big shot, double the dosage, and you wait 2 weeks. So you go way high and then low. But if you do once a week, you do a half dosage, And then the next week you do another half dosage, and you really don't deal with those highs because it takes your body about a week to process
Yeah.
the injectables because it goes into your muscles. So if you do it weekly, you're pretty level-headed. There's not going to be any real highs. But I know a lot of people that do it every 2 weeks, and it's like they're on their period. I'm on my period. Anyway, it
Absolutely.
definitely has an effect. I don't recommend every 2 weeks.
Okay, we've got a question from John Ashcraft. I'm a transgender male to girl. I need help to find a doctor. John, please write us on our messaging. I have to know where you live, and we probably might help to you. I always recommend that you find a local transgender support center and that they will help you, you know? That is quite important. But it depends where you live, because we've got people here from all over the world. We've got people from New Zealand, from the UK, from the United States, from all over the place. And I don't know where you come from. So Charlotte, I naturally produce too much testosterone. The higher the hormone of testosterone, the quicker you produce facial hair. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That is so true. That is really true. Charlotte.
Yes, and that's good. And also you can do, there's other things. Dr. Powers has a whole thing on where he explains how to build facial hair quicker and faster and what you need to do in order to do that. The same thing for the women. We had somebody else here, a 34-year-old, been taking estrogen and hormone blockers since December 2016. You do not need blockers anymore after a year or whatever. And if you still, for some reason, you can always do the bioidentical suppositories for progesterone, and you don't need blockers. But most people that if you're on estradiol, within 6 months to a year, you no longer need blockers. But if you don't want to do blockers and you're starting out, you can do the suppositories and save your body. And that's a real long time. You got to question, why would your doctor, how much knowledge do they really have in treating you on your hormones that they've had you on blockers that long? That you should watch Dr. Powers videos. They're on YouTube's, and they have some that are specific for women, some for men, and then they have a scientific thing for your doctor to watch. I actually sent it to my doctor, and he watched it and sent his whole office and had them watch it. But my point is that somewheres you might want to question the doctor that you're going to. You might feel comfortable, but the transgender realm might be out of their expertise. And I would say it's time to maybe look, because that shouldn't have gone on that long.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I think that, unfortunately, not all the doctors are at the same level. And but there are some very good people around there, and you just probably should watch them. So that is
And I'm going to share something else. I went to my doctor, and he's a real good doctor, and he's sitting there and he says to me, I want to do for the transgender community, but I feel like I'm kind of out of my place, like I'm not really comfortable. And I says, well, what is it? He says, well, first of all, I don't know really how to address people. And I said, easy. When somebody comes in, you just ask them, what are your preferred pronouns? And then he says, well, what happens if I make a mistake? I says, you don't spend a lot of energy on that. You just basically correct yourself and then move on. But by doing that, immediately you will rapport that person, and immediately you'll make that person feel comfortable, like they're with somebody that cares, that has an interest in them. Because a lot of us, I've been thrown out of doctors' offices before, when they found out I was trans. But my point is, it's a whole process. And if you can educate some people along the way that maybe will help I think that that can make a really, really big difference. And it's worth, we try to help not just doctors, we try to help all kinds of people. And by helping, and the more people that we help, I think that we're able to expand. I mean, like I said, as an example, my doctor would be fantastic for our community, but because he doesn't know how to get into it, and there are trainings for doctors, and there's a trans man that runs one in Miami, and they do it for doctors all over. And I know that there's a few other therapists that specialize in that, but it's part of our responsibility to try to educate the people. Not that you want to get into your personal life and all that, but sometimes it's good to do that because it helps them to understand on a different level.
Yeah.
And did somebody ask another question? Otherwise, it's going to add something.
Yeah. Ruby Marjorie Marie Azrin. You are Canadian. I am afraid that I don't know too much about the Canadian healthcare system. That I think it's better than the United States anyway, but I'm not sure what kind of plans you have where you can do outside. I know that Canada is, the price of medicine or the prescription drugs and the price for surgeries for Canada is much cheaper than here in the United States. Here in the United States, it's very expensive, and not all the, what do you call that? All the healthcare actually helps in the United States. So um, many things you probably will have to pay out of pocket, so it is not so easy. I'm afraid I cannot answer your question because I really don't know enough about the Canadian health system. Okay, but I would propose that you send me a message, and I can have a look at as well what I can find to help you. Okay. So tonight has been a very interesting theme about hormone replacement therapy and how can we help. Um, Thank you very much for watching. And okay, we are going to start to do live shows regularly. We'll have different themes, and we're going to post and make promotion for next week. And hopefully all our gurus will be here to, to help you. But I will, anyway, if you guys and Ruby, if you have any questions, just send us a message and we can try to find the information for you. Absolutely no issue. We are here to help you. Okay. We are a big family and we are here to help you. Okay.
It's all about giving back to the community.
Yes. Do you have anything more to add, Bonnie?
I'm good.
Okay. Hey, guys, see you next week. Please come next week, same time, and we'll have another show for you. Okay.
Yes, we should start doing it Thursday nights at around 6 o'clock or 6:15.
Yeah.
We could start doing that as live shows. That would work real good.
Okay.
Okay, good night.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everybody. Bye. Thank you.
And you can message us right at the bottom. Right on our page, it says message. That's how you message us. Somebody just asked.
Yeah, you can message. We've got a special messaging system. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.